In this video we are in Ipswich, or Shotley to be precise, near Ipswich, for the East Coast Retros meet. Very early doors. We're actually here before it's actually open, but as you can see, some vehicles have arrived already. So while vehicles are arriving, I thought we might have a quick look around. Cars like this lovely Alfa Romeo GTV. Flat bonnet, so it's the 4-cylinder version, but no less pretty. Lovely cars. So yeah, let's go and let's start walking around. This Volkswagen Golf belongs to my friend, and I stayed with last night, so it was very kind of them to put me up. Oh, Nissan Maxima with a Hubnut sticker, brilliant. So yeah, lovely, but someone's put it on coilovers and the owner is quite keen to put it back to standard. Very clean looking Transporter T4, Ford Cortina GT. I think that was the first sporty one, the GT. An American Ford of some sort, with enormous V8. Slightly smaller V8 in the Triumph Stag, 3 litre. Ford Zodiac Mark II, one of the 3 Graces, lovely cars. Mark V Cortina, 82 by the look of it, that's quite late. So it's a Corolla, where have they all vanished to? And Ford Zodiac Mark III, so there you go, you can compare 2 with 3, they got quite a bit larger. And look at this, it's an Aussie Ford Falcon Ute. I should have bought Betty and we could have had an Australian reunion. This one's got tracker bars on it, so maybe it's been drag racing in its time. Lovely extra lights, because you can't see these lights from the side, so there's little extra repeaters. Leyland P76 has similar. So yeah, lovely Anglia here, looking quite mischievous on some banded steelies. Toyota Supra Mark III. Ford Zephyr Estate, I think it was Car Bodies did the estate, I could be wrong on that. It's effectively coach built estates. Very nice. Oh, Abbots of Farnham, that's the one, so not Car Bodies. Here is the Hubnutty Maxima. Look at this, my gosh, it's the 1980s all over again. That is a thing of much magnificence. Got Cappuccino and a Marina pickup over there, but I think they're about to move. I think they're moving a few cars around at the moment. So should we go and look at some American police cars? So yeah, this will be a surprise and perhaps a slightly scary sight for my American viewers. We got the Ford Crown Vic, of course. Some of them have escaped the clutches of Cletus McFarland, and it's great to see. The chap was telling me these cars tend to come over all stripped out, and then they source all the bits to make them look like police cars again. This is a Chevy Impala. It's a front wheel drive. We've got the good old 3.8 litre V6 engine. Another Crown Vic here. Engine running, you can just hear it whistling away. So yeah, huge amounts of effort sourcing all the bars, the lights, all the details, the cages in the back. So you can actually lock your crims away. It's a very impressive work. Oh, I'm liking this one with the lights on the mirrors as well. So that's a 2011 Crown Vic. I think 2012 is the latest. We've got the Plymouth Fury from Dukes of Hazzard. I love how lazy the lights are. You can just hear the motors as they turn around. Yeehaw indeed. And at the end, fans of the Blues Brothers might recognise this car, Dodge Polara. I've not seen the film. Am I allowed to admit that? Hiding down here, we have a pantograph wiper moment. Yeah, wonderful. What a great collection. So that's a group of cars I was not expecting to see at this show, but there are more cars arriving, so let's head over. So here's some of the variety on offer. TVR Griffiths, a pair of them, sounding absolutely splendid. We've got a Wedge over there as well. The 350. This Ford Anglia sounded quite meaty, and that'll be why. It's hiding an enormous V8 engine. That's very subtle though, bar the meaty twin exhaust pipes. Splendid. Oh my gosh, there's the Fiat X1 I drove last weekend in Wales. It's here at the East Coast Retros meet. So next to the Falcon Ute, This deliciously scruffy Avenger has turned up with those iconic rear lights. Do like an Avenger. That's great to see. Volkswagen Vanagon. I think that was the American spec. They were sold as Vanagons. The T3 or T25, depending on where you're from. Volkswagen Transporter. Hello. Yeah, very well, thank you. All the better for seeing a Fiat Chroma. That's splendid.
CHT, so I thought you'd appreciate it.
Yeah. How rare have these become?
Well, this is apparently one of 4 left.
Right. So what's the CHT all about?
Well, it's the IE was the injection, but the CH2 is carburetted.
Ah, so proper Hubnut spec.
Yes.
Yeah, that's magnificent. Super. I'll catch you a bit later on.
38,000 miles.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, 37 now.
Gosh. So yeah, Fiat Chroma is one of the 4 cars: Lancia Fima, the Saab 9000, and the Alfa Romeo 164. And lovely Opel Rekord here. Oh yeah, there we go. Must have good panel alignment. Very nice. A German Ford Taunus, I think coupe. Yes, a 20M RS apparently. Not a car you'll see very often. That's lovely. Mini Cooper S. A Jaguar X300. Very nice. This Mondeo is quite interesting. It's missing a certain part of its anatomy. Very cool. Mark II Escort gear. Another Mark II Escort 1600 Sport. And look at this, Mark I Escort 940. So the smallest engine we got in the UK was an 1100 cc engine, but in Europe you could get a 940 for even more misery. Opel Monza gives us our headlamp wiper moment. Very nice. And we must always look at the back, because I just love that rear light, especially with a tail blazer between the lamps. Absolutely beautiful. Triumph Dolomite Sprint. This belongs to my mate Trig, who I stayed with last night. He's very nice. I wish I'd had time to do a video on this. And very nice example. It wasn't nice when he got it. He has made that nice. Another Mark I Escort 1300L this time. Mini Marcus. Lovely. So mini based. Very light body, hugely quick. Audi 80, Morris Minor of the earlier grille. Beautiful condition. BMW E36 Cabrio, Saab 96 V4, Ford Cortina, and we'll just dance down this line where we've got a pair of Fiat Mirafioris, exceedingly rare cars, the 131s. So yeah, you do not see many of those about. Deliciously beige Austin Allegro. Good grief. Apparently we're just 2,680 miles on the clock. This looks like a big Renault, if I'm not mistaken. My memory banks are failing me to recall which one. That's a splendid single wiper conversion, apparently. A very colourful interior. Oh, come on, brain. Oh, it's got trans-fluid transmission. Anyway, I've entirely forgotten the name of what the big Renaults are called. Triumph Stag, Ford Capri Mark I, Austin 3 litre. I drove one of those while I was in New Zealand. There's another Zephyr Estate. Wonderful cars, 3 litres, huge fan of them. And an Austin Cambridge here, the smaller Farina, little 4-cylinder 1622 cc engine. Giselle seems to have acquired a quite shambolic Sierra P100, the pickup version, flatbed on it. Let's go see what else we've got. Corrado G60 and Polo G40, they're the supercharged versions of VR6 on the end there. Little Polo Coupe, another Mark I Capri. Oh, look at this, still got the plastic on the rear seats. That looks entirely untouched. Splendid. So yeah, there's the giveaway. Supercharged. And yeah, gorgeous little, oh I see, G40 has got a supercharger added to it. A Storm VR6. Delicious little Mark 1 Mini. And yeah, Fiat X1 that hopefully you've seen my road test on. Very entertaining drive. Now what on earth is this? This one's got me baffled. What is it, sir?
It's a Secma QT 500 Fun.
Oh, okay.
French built, using Citroen Peugeot gearbox and brakes, etc. Powered by a little 2-cylinder Lombardini engine. It's only 500cc.
So would it have been sans permis in France?
Oh, you mean like the... Yeah, because they're allowed to use... You're allowed to drive cars in France and you're under a certain horsepower.
Yeah.
That's what it's for. Yeah.
Wow.
But there's a few that are right-hand drive, and this being one of them. There's not many right-hand drive.
No.
I
That's
think it's
extraordinary.
a handful, literally.
Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you.
No worries.
So you never know what you're going to find at shows such as this. And look at the contrast next to it. The big Chevy pickup. We've got a Sierra Cosworth, Vauxhall Calibra. That looks very minty fresh. I'll try and get around the other side because we've got the sunlight. Mark III Cavalier. So this is a J from 92. 92, I think, is when the windscreen wiper design changed. So you could lift the wiper arms up without having to lift the bonnet. There's another Scamp, mini-base Scamp. MGA. A very nice K10 Micro. And a lovely little Wolseley. Next to a Rover. Ooh, Rover P2, is it P3? I think it might be a P3, like the one I drove when I was in Sydney. But honestly, look at this. This is splendid. A Sherpa Highwayman, and it's for sale. Do not tell Miss Hubnut. Another lovely Anglia Super. Rather mean looking BMW E30. And there's the big Farina, the Wolseley versions. So they got the big 3-litre 6-cylinder C-series engine. I've got an Escort Mark 6 Cabrio and Mini Cooper of the 90s incarnation. Scirocco with some very, very low profile tyres. And here is that of a Zephyr and a Morris Minor. It's about time we had a Morris Minor. I've just noticed the Cavalier is a saloon, winning. Oh, that's sounding quite mean and moody. It says 3-litre. Do we believe the badge? Oh, how's the old Pontiac Trans Am? Very low Beetle. Other cars coming in. I'm not really keeping up, so we might have to go and walk the line again. Look at this, very nice Ford Granada gear. Is it a gear? Oh, it's certainly a V6 3-litre. That's a lovely colour. Oh yes, it's a Bond mini car, complete with its engine and everything, all on the front wheel. Chain drive to the front wheel. It is a one-wheel drive, and he's now going to demonstrate a turning circle of absolutely 0. Brilliant, thank you, sir. Wonderful. A little Austin A40 Farina coming in. That's really, really nice. Is it a Countryman? It is not. Ford Fiesta of the generation when Fords were really, really good. Ford Custom, look at that. Hello, that is big and beige. I like it very much. Boom. Oh, Peugeot 505 diesel. Now that's a rare sight. That's absolutely magnificent. Yeah, that's lovely. Peugeot 106 looks like a rally, is it? Yep, they're entertaining. Look at this, pure 1980s Volvo with body kit. It's an aerodynamic brick, splendid. Ford Capri S, fairly lowly spec. What engine? 2-litre, could be worse. Daimler XJ40, the memories, mostly unpleasant memories of mine. Amazing cars when they're not rubbish 350 quid examples. Another BMW E30. Another mean looking Anglia. Look at that, it's got the bonnet propped. It must be mean and moody. That's quite funky. Passat. They're quite rare, this shape of Passat now. Mark IV Escort, lovely Mark 1 Golf GTI, that's a lovely example. A little splitty bus, they're lovely to drive actually, if you give them a bit more power. Mark V Cortina modified, Triumph 2000 unmodified, that's delicious. Mark 1 Golf Cabrio. I'll say the Volkswagen boys have arrived. The early Mark II Golf. The early Mark II Golf had left-hand drive headlamps in the UK. Sorry, wipers, not headlamps. Volkswagen Beetle, Mark 1 Caddy. They never became a Mark II, they stayed Mark 1. Volkswagen Type 2, hello! Oh, another TVR wedge. The Tasman, which is the coupe version. That's got the 2.8 litre Ford Cologne V6 in it by the sound of it, and not much in the way of exhausts. Little Mini Cooper, a late one with the sport pack arches. Nice Mark 1 Cortina. That's very nice. A GT. Ford always used the GT for rallying because it was that bit stronger. A little Mini Cinquecento Sporting. The little Swiss cheese of cars. Absolutely love it. A nice Toyota Celica, Alfa Romeo 147. Oh, Rover Metro. Is that a Tahiti? No, it's a Rio Special Edition. Wow. And Rover 100, the facelift version of the Metro. The last of the line. Production ended in 1997 after some quite horrific Euro NCAP crash results. Rather killed off the end of the Metro line. But yeah, it's filling up. It's going to be quite the day. We've got this in Almira we haven't looked at up here. A very low C-Class. Yeah, look at this Nissan Almira. Where have all the Almiras gone? A very rare GTI, it's even the sporty one. Quite splendid. And a Nissan Skyline R33 that came in with it. Very, very mean and moody cars. Shall we have a quick nose under the bonnet of the Bond mini car? There is the power plant, and the whole lot rotates. I have done a test drive of a Bond mini car, which you can find on my channel. See if there's anything we haven't seen. I don't remember seeing this Mark II Capri gear. That's very nice. You can clearly see the evolution from Mark 1 to Mark II, and then the Mark III introduced quad circular headlamps. Splendid vinyl roof. You can't have a top spec 70s car without your vinyl roof. That is a lovely, lovely example. Now I'm not too sure why these cars are hiding up here. We've got a Morris Marina pickup. Gorgeous. I think that's Harvest Gold. Oh, it's an Austin badged version, because the Austin and Morris names often got switched about for commercials, so they didn't develop their own version. So that's an Austin badged Marina. There was also an Austin badged Morris Minor van available for a time, and also some of the early Metro vans were sold as Morris just for extra confusion. But that's lovely. And then Suzuki Cappuccino, one of my favourite cars of all time. I might have to do another test on them, just because my test unfortunately showed mostly the header rail. But yeah, look at the dinky little rev counter that red lines at 8,500 revs, and they'll run quite happily up to 10. Lovely cars. Sean in his Renault 10, South African car, which is why it's on a W plate. W means about 1980 in this country. So yeah, that's great to see. We've got all sorts coming in. I've no idea what this blue thing is. Is that one of the attempts to revive Marcos? Oh, that sounds mean and moody. That is just hilarious. We shall find out more about that in due course. Oh, it's a Blackwell sports cars. I've never heard of it. Oh, it was a Mazda MX-5, you can tell from the windscreen wipers and the doors indeed. Interesting. Complete makeover. A very mean looking Celica. Look at this little Alfa Sud. Beautiful. R32 Skylines. We're building a good collection of Skylines here. Another Fiat X1 9. Another splitty van. This one's got all of the windows. Got windows up there, windows down here. Very nice. Miss Hubnut will be envious. She loves those multi-windows buses. Very late on an E-plate. Ford Capri. 280. So the 280 was a special edition. By 1987, the only people buying Capris were the Brits. So the special edition just for us. Renault Velsatis, looking splendid here. It's got a 3.5 V6 in it. It's dwarfing this poor little Rover 100. I've done a road test on a Velsatis, which you can check out. Still not sure I'm brave enough to own one, but you do wonder sometimes, don't you? Should we do it anyway? Lovely SL there. It's a fantastic colour. That's the R129 generation of SL. Hubnut owns the Peugeot 106 van. Lovely little Mini Mark IV Supra. Do quite like the Mark IVs. If ever there was a Hubnut Porsche, that is it. It's a beige 924. Splendid. E36 BMW, a rather mean looking Mark I Golf. I think this is Sammy's Toyota Starlet GT Turbo. Lovely. And then enormous Ford F-150 pickup, completely dwarfing the little baby Toyota. And still the cars coming. Look at that Volvo 245. Let's get back down the line. Lovely bronze Mark I Cavalier reversing in. Another headlamp wiper moment, courtesy of this Volvo 245. So 2 is a series, so it's a 200. 4 is the I've forgotten what the 4 is. Cylinders, that's it. 4 is cylinders and 5 is the doors. So 244 would be the saloon version before they standardised the naming convention. But yeah, that's a lovely colour. And we've got more cars arriving. I'm still not keeping up. Look how low this Beetle is. Very nicely done. A Toyota Estima Amina, I think. So that's the Japanese market version of the Previa, notable for being slightly narrower than the Previa to meet Japanese domestic rules. So the Previa is actually a fair bit wider and has sort of clap hand wipers rather than this triangle of doom laden setup on the imports. Still fun though, a great family car for us if we hadn't just bought a ridiculous Fiat Multipla. Still, they keep coming. Let's go and march down here. We've got this lovely Type 3 Volkswagen Fastback. My uncle had a Type 3 Fastback. I seem to remember it mostly being broken when I was a child. But yeah, it's got the American spec rear lights on it, all red. Very, very nice. Look at that, the Nissan 240 SX, I think they were in this country. And fantastic colour, another E36, giving it the vinyl roof vibes. And carry on down, we've got Subarus, mostly in silver, it seems. Giving it a whoop 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 effect. The E36 Coupe, E39, kind of like peak BMW styling for me. MGB GT, 4th generation Prelude, and delightful Marina with sunshine roof and spoiler because power. Peugeot 306 GTI 6, that's the top performance model. Another BMW E30, that's very clean, lovely. 318 IS, that was the punchy 16 valve engine I think in those. Another late Mark V Cortina, two-tone spoiler, Crusader special edition. Look at this, a little Mark III Fiesta. There's a bonny little thing indeed, a gear no less. And then by way of contrast, Porsche 911 GT3 of the 996 variants. That's the first of the water-cooled 911s and the first actually quick car I ever drove on a racetrack during a supercar day, and it was very quick. Oh, big meaty old Mustang. Is it a Boss? Or it could be a Mach 1. They were the meaty ones, weren't they? It is the Mach 1. The sound environmentalists will hate. Lovely little MGB just gave me a friendly wave, and another one. Lovely, so much fun. An MGB. Here's an interesting car, Mark II Astra GT 16 valve, 150 brake horse, usually the digital dashboard. It was one of those that gave up its engine for that Opel Manta I drove earlier this year, and very entertaining it was as a result. Oh yes, patination, ooh, patination. Very, very cool Ford pickup there. Nice Saab 900, I'm guessing turbo, by the intercooler poking rather naughtily out of the front. Very nice. Turbo S. Another Porsche 911 of the 996 variety. MX-5 with big wing. And then we've got oh, these are Mazda pickups. I think they were Ford badged in some markets. They're getting very rare now. About 1992, that example. Obviously fairly customized, but that is quite funky. W124 Cabriolet. They're quite rare. You've got some interesting bass emanating from that. And more Capri contrasts coming in. Another Mark 1 followed by a Mark 2. I'm loving the look of this Mark 1. It's got a slightly different front end treatment with the indicators in the bumper and big headlamps. It's 2 litre. Splendid. And then a gorgeous Mark 1 in all of the beige. Oh, it's an automatic. Oh. 2 very different white cars from around 1990. We've already seen the Astra, but this Bluebird managed to sneak in while I wasn't looking. Let's play Guess the Spec. It's got, oh, it's automatic. It's a plush GS, hence the fancy seats. That's very nice. We've got a very silly Bug, but very cool. Another Anglia Prefect, popular. They sold those under so many different badges. I think Anglia because it's a 2-door. Another Mark 1 Escort with a Duratec engine and presumably quite a lot of induction raw. So it's a MR2, looking very nice. It's just winking at us gently. Sanglo Mini, we're at the front bumper. Mark 1 Fiesta, that's just lovely. Look, that's got to be a popular surely because it's got vinyl seats. Wow. And it's got what's that, 100,000 miles on it, I think. Or is it 10,000? Maybe it's 10,000. Yeah, it is a popular Mark II Fiesta diesel. Brings back all the memories of my first car, which wasn't a diesel. Saab 99. This is lovely. It's got the push broom headlamp wipers, as has this gorgeous 99 4-door next to it. Look at the colour, sort of a sable brown. Look at the seats. I hope you can see the seats through the reflection. That's a lovely car. It's just become one of my favourite cars of the show, I think. A Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow 2, spotted 2 by the black bumpers. S-plate, so it's about a 1977. That's when the Series 2s came in, I think. An AMG Mercedes thing. Honda Civic. EK9. Look how low the engine sits and the scuttle. It's like it's below my hip. A very colourful Saab 900. Not sure what's going on with that. Another Skyline R32. Mark II Golf. Oh, got more stuff we haven't seen here. A little Fiesta with a backflash going on. That's quite funky. Not going to upset everyone because I'm not particularly interested in the RS Cosworth. Woohoo! I can feel the hatred. Lancer 3 Evo. Integra Type R, oddly in yellow, mostly in white. The UK one, or is it the JDM one? It's got the JDM nose on it, so Japanese ones had a different front end treatment. Honda Aerodeck, Jensen Interceptor in a most delicious shade of sort of purpley blue. That's very nice. And Vandenpla Princess 3 litre. So the Wolsleys we've seen earlier are fairly posh big Farinas, but the ultimate was the Vandenpla. I can smell the wood and leather from here. It's just oozing out of the window. Look at that. Oh, you can bottle that and sell it. And I've got another MGB coming in behind us. Interestingly, it's about a 78, but has had a chrome bumper conversion, ride height lowered. P6 V8, showing off its twin SU carburetors there. That's lovely. Its key rival at the time. Both cars were introduced in 1963, the Triumph 2000 and the Rover P6. You could later get the 2.5 litre in those and the 3.5 litre V8 in those, but ostensibly rivals. A somewhat sheddy V6 XM. That's quite nice. I'm so glad I owned an XM when they were cheap and affordable. Unos, there's a Japanese spec MX-5, Mark II Golf and a R32 car. Oh, when we've been down this line, I'm getting confused and all over the place. Interesting wipers note on the XM, curved in places you don't expect curves. Yeah, just delicious styling. Very nice Mark IV Escort next to a Vauxhall Nova, next to a Ferrari F355, which presents to us another pantograph wiper moment. Rover 80 for sale, although this one's a 100 according to the grille. Maybe that's another P4. The 80 was the 4-cylinder, the 100 is a 6-cylinder. Another Mark I Golf, another Unos, another Volvo brick headlamp wiper moment. And note, I'm not ignoring it this time. I got in trouble for ignoring Volvos in my Retro Rides report. Another Beetle, another 911, another Volvo brick, missing its headlamp wipers. I feel like I should remove the Hubnut sticker in protest. Peugeot 205 GTI, XJ6 Series 3. Interesting fact about the Series 3 is they employed Pininfarina to restyle the roof. So there's a bit more headroom in the back of a Series 3 compared to the Series 2. Another modified MX-5. These are Mark IIs, or possibly 2.5s. I don't know what this is. I should do, because I think they have one of these on roadkill, didn't they, with hydraulic suspension. It was making some very peculiar noises as it came in. It's Chevrolet Monte Carlo, there we go. And this one's Silvia, that's the JDM 240 SX Alfa Romeo 155. There's a rare car, I don't see many of these anywhere, at shows or otherwise. So that's nice. Volvo 240 estate. So we saw that 245 earlier. They facelifted it, rebranded it, so they were all 240s. Another police car coming in. Mark II Granada, so similar to the XD Falcon, but so very, very different. So much smaller than an XD Falcon. That's a 2-litre L. Still got its dealer plates on the back. That's absolutely splendid. Size comparisons, I'm guessing this is a 59 Cadillac, judging by the size of the fins. They're absolutely enormous. Look at the detail on the grille. And then a very orange Beetle. I think that may have a Subaru engine. I think we've got an air intake to a radiator here at the front. Certainly sounded very Subaru when it came in. We saw the Anglia earlier, it has moved. The Pontiac Trans Am came in earlier, and we're back in the world of police cars again. Let's check out the next row. This is a fine selection. We've got an MR2 Mark I here in lovely blue, Mark V Cortina, Cose, and then a Lamborghini, which gives us one of our most interesting windscreen wiper moments of the day. Look at that for a wiper. But then look at this Mark III Granada. This is absolutely beautiful. Still got the dealer plates on it. Has been treated to some chrome indicators, which is slightly different. That sounds like a 5-cylinder T4. Mark III Fiesta. Little Panda. That's splendid. But I need to jump back down this lineup because there's plenty we haven't seen here yet, so we will come back. I'm getting it all out of sync. Check out the tail blazer on this Mark II Golf. Lovely. So yeah, we've got Mark II CRX, Honda CRX. Lovely condition. Mini 30. That's the limited edition to commemorate 30 years. So you get custom interior, leather steering wheel, leather seats. And this one's got quite pretty little headlamps as well. Peugeot 405 turbo diesel, another Mark II Golf, Volkswagen Scirocco, a Seat de Bifa, and then we got the Vauxhall Victor F-Type. Fabulous things. Yeah, they were kind of derided for being a bit too American back in the day, but nowadays they just look splendid. BX, good to see. E39 Estate, AX, good to see. Another Type 2, and yeah, we saw that MGB coming earlier. Mazda 323, these are getting very rare now, very competent cars. Mark II Escort, apparently with Z-Tech power. AC Cobra with big V8 power, that's a Pilgrim kit car. And a very, very hotted up Austin Hot Rod. That's quite a beast. It's got a Ford V6 in it, and brilliant. That's a funky thing. And look at this Nissan Sunny. That's in lovely condition. Discovery TD5, Mark III Astra. So yeah, definitely a show with all kinds of vehicles. It's been a splendid day. As if the 155 wasn't rare enough, we've got an Alfa Romeo 75. Remarkable cars, the rear mounted gearbox, rear wheel drive obviously, and sounds like that's the twin spark version. Very, very interesting car. Lovely Mark III Fiesta, a very purple MX-5 with dinosaur, and very nice. Metro, it's a mini Metro, and that's just a mini. But we need to go and have a nose over there, because I've just seen something very interesting. Now, cars are leaving and cars are arriving, which means some cars are sneaking into spaces, so I didn't see them earlier. For a start, we've got another Fiat 131 over there. That's 3 of them we got here now, but this is a Trident. I believe this was a design that was offered to TVR, and TVR said no. So they were built as Tridents instead. I'm trying to remember the name of the designer. Was it Trevor Fiore? Trevor Frost, as he was before he decided to make himself sound more exotic. And a very striking shape on the Tridents. I've never seen one with a Capri Mark 1 rear lights before, so that's quite interesting. Nice BMW E21, the old shark nose. These caught many an unwary driver out on the roundabout. I don't know why I'm thinking about such matters, but just a 316. But again, lovely tail blazer going on. The sort of optional extras you fitted often back in the day. Vehicles of interest, we've seen the 75, but look, we've got a pair of Trabants. They're almost in complementary colours. You know, Duraplast bodywork, 2-stroke engines, absolutely delightful. Reliant Scimitar SE6. So that's the later design that made it just a little bit wider. And this is nice, the Mark III Granada, but facelift edition with headlamp wiper moment to be enjoyed. Oh, it's a full-on Scorpio, so we got the leather interior, electric everything. And another Mark III Fiesta. I wonder if anyone has bought that ex-British Airways one that I did a video on. It'd be good if that's found a new home. Triumph 2000 Estate, one of the most attractive estates of its time, I think. Absolutely beautiful. A neighbour had one of those in a sort of the more lighter blue colour. When I was growing up, had a profound effect on me because of these delightful little side indicator lamps. And just as an interesting car, interesting sounding, beautiful styling. I love the rear lights. So those are the lights that were used on the Mark 1 saloon and estate. They didn't change it for the Mark II estate. They've got a W126 Mercedes-Benz here, 300 SE. That's the 6-cylinder, and beautiful cars. They a wonderful era for Mercedes-Benz. We've got another headlamp wiper moment, and there are a pair of wipers hiding down here that sweep across the entire screen. But just formidable cars. And then RX-7 next to it, Bug-Eye Impreza, and the most orange Capri of the day. Oh, look at this lovely H-van. Ode of memories. Fresh build apparently. Very, very nice. And a Ford Puma. I think the Puma test should have been out by now, but yeah, one of the best handling little cars you can buy. And look, still got wheel arches. Still got wheel arches. Amazing. We've also had a 2CV arrive, making lovely 2CV noises. This one's for sale for £3,000, which seems good value to me. It's got a dented wing, but that's nothing on a 2CV. It's got a nice sort of original feel to it, so that's quite nice. There's this pintastic Merc W126 that has arrived over here, a Mark 6 Escort. Where did that sneak in? I didn't see that arrive. This is a quite extraordinary car. Curtains in the back, champagne flutes. Very, very nice. I've never seen one at quite that level before. Carrot du Chalet. Blob, 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 blob. And then we've got an Opel Ascona badged Cavalier estate. So the Cavalier estate, Australian viewers will recognise this because that's a Holden Camaro body, their version of the Cavalier, shipped to the UK and turned into a Vauxhall Cavalier mostly, but this one, Ascona 2-litre SRI, suggests things aren't quite as you think they're going to be. Just go over here quickly because we've got this lovely gold Vauxhall Carlton, which is a very splendid CD plush velour. It's just a nice shot of two splitties. I'm just enjoying that angle there. This one's about to start up, I think, the one with all the windows. It's got the Safari windscreens as well, so great for bugs in the teeth. But I'm just coming over here because I think we're going to finish. We must finish somewhere, and I think we really need to. This lovely beige Ford Orion, lovely. This is exactly the sort of car you don't see anymore. So yeah, I'm going to finally wrap this report up. I'm sorry, I think that's become quite long, but the quality of cars here, just absolutely immense. So I should say thank you very much for watching. Thanks to East Coast Retros. Do come to their meets, they're fabulous. If this is an indication of what they're like. You can head to the Hubnut store and buy merchandise. You cannot buy these t-shirts. This is a one-off. I'm not happy with the quality, so I'm not getting these done in this form. But yeah, I shall see you in a future video. Farewell.